Boy, oh boy, what another fine day on the internet, and I sure am glad to be back. Actually, that's a lie. I'm not glad, and I'm not back. The reason why I'm making this video is because I know I haven't uploaded to my YouTube channel recently, and that's for multiple reasons, excuses, whatever you want to call them. So, first one is, obviously, with September rolling around, well, now it's October, so that just applies even more. School is back in full force. And honestly, my grades are more important than this YouTube channel, so I gotta start focusing on that and, step it up a bit. Another reason is that, aside from this YouTube channel, I also have a few other creative endeavors, like writing music, which actually is somewhat of a productive hobby, unlike my YouTube channel, which isn't really getting me anywhere at this point in time. And in my current situation, it feels like there's more of a future in me writing music than making videos on a YouTube channel. And since I'm very, very bad at time management, it looks like writing music is what I'm going to have to be doing. And honestly, I find it more enjoyable than, well, tedious editing of YouTube videos, which is the most painful thing. That's our third reason. It takes longer to edit these videos than you think. I know they look very simple, and it's because I'm really bad at editing. Like, really bad. I never developed a proper technique or anything. I had to figure out everything on my own, and I never really got into the flow of it. So, some of the more simpler ones, they take me literally like an hour or two, and that's an hour or two I could be spent, like, writing a piano, like, simple piano solo or something. That's how long it takes me to write, like a short 2-3 minute piano solo, and somebody could play that piano solo instead of somebody watching the YouTube video and me getting my 50 to 60 views and 2 cents per video or something that I make. At this scale, it just isn't worth it. Another thing I do is I actually make a podcast for RPG Stuck. Aside from the fact that I have to spend 2 to 3 hours editing a 1-hour podcast, which I know doesn't really sound efficient, but if I'm listening through the whole thing, I have to check it and then double check it. I can't look at the sound wave and then edit it because I need to see how everything fits into context, so I would have to run through the entire thing at least once. Some people spend 12 hours editing a 2-hour podcast, so that's 6 hours on 1 hour of a podcast. And I only spend 2 to 3 because it's just an amateur operation. I do it with me and a couple of Dungeons & Dragons friends. That's it. I actually get more views from the podcast than I do from my YouTube videos, ironically, even though I've had this channel for approximately 10 years. But I've had the SoundCloud channel for approximately a month. But I guess that's just the way the world works. YouTube isn't exactly a profitable venture unless you get a lot of viewers, or you just get really, really lucky. I am not lucky on YouTube at all, as you can clearly tell. I am grateful for every single one of you, for the subscribers that are watching, but I don't think Peridot Dances to Moscow 3 Electric Boogaloo will get me, well, really anywhere. I wouldn't really call this a call for attention, even though admittedly it does sound like it, because if I wanted attention, I'd just keep making more content, but honestly, I'd have to stop making as much. However, this doesn't mean I'm quitting completely. Occasionally you'll see uploads from me whenever I get bored, because that's often what I used to do before I started writing music, and it's still a hobby. Video editing is still a thing that I like to do, and sometimes when I get an idea, then, well, I'll make it, within reason, but it's just not exactly something I can do often, and most of my content has been for the Dungeons & Dragons group instead of stuff that's completely independent of said Dungeons & Dragons group. I see it as part of the roleplay, not as part of my channel. So thanks to these recent events and changing viewpoints, I am not going to be as active on YouTube anymore. You'll still see me in the comment sections of some videos and stuff, but don't expect my old schedule that I hoped for, which was 1 upload every month, because I don't think I'm going to be able to meet that anymore. So sorry for all of you who wanted the Dave Cat Debacle 2 back with a vengeance, but it's not going to happen. Probably. Well, see ya.